Oh, hello there. How are you? Welcome to my channel, the Grape Jelly Library. Today, we are going to be talking books. These books, and it's going to be fun. My name is Flossie, and I thank you for joining me because I always look forward to your visit. So, guess what? Guess what? I have 6 books in front of me. Some I have read, some I am reading, and some I am about to read. Okay, so I'm going to get real honest with you as a reader and as someone who does not like to DNF. I can hang on the porch with the big dogs, and even if I don't like to do something, I can still do it. If I don't like what I'm reading, I can still muddle through it. I'm just going to show you when I get to it, and then you'll know I'm not a lunatic. You'll know what I'm talking about. Okay, let's start in accordance to how I have these books stacked. Okay, a novel, Musical Chairs, and this is Amy Poepple. Now, this is a story I am reading right now, and it's a cute story, and I just know I'm going to love it. I just know I am. It's the story about a woman and a man and another man. So this is the story about a woman named Bridget and her best friend Will and her boyfriend Sterling. And Bridget has 2 grown children who do not live at home, and Bridget is looking forward to going to her summer house in Connecticut and just catching up and relaxing, catching up on her relaxing, I should say, and just doing all the things that she wants to do that bring peace and happiness into her world. Well, guess what? Her boyfriend, Sterling, apparently is going to give her the boot via email. How rude. Well, good thing she has a best friend in Will. Although they seem like a married couple, they seem like the perfect couple, they are not. They are only best friends. So, as the story will progress, I am told, I am made privy, that Bridget's 2 grown children are going to move in with her, and they're going to bring the pets, and I assume chaos is going to run amok, and then the story's probably going to get real good. So we have a love relationship that's going to end, a best friend to, cry on his shoulder. I'm getting kind of Will and Grace vibes. That's what I'm getting. I'm only 16 pages into this, but I am enjoying it. However, it's going to take me some time to get through this one because I got sidetracked with another book, and I just know that book is going to take all my attention away from this one. But we're going to do our best. Maybe it'll be a balancing act. I don't know. It would probably be good. And you'll know what I mean when you see the book that I want to read. Okay. The book that I have read, 3 bags full. Now, apparently, I'm looking over yonder because I know my second copy is over there. I did not know I had 2 copies of this book until I found out I had 2 copies of this book. I have a little free library at work, so I'm gonna put my unread one down there for somebody else to enjoy. This is darling. This is a darling story. It's about sheep, and it's about a sheep herder named George, who has a wife, and he loves to read romance novels to his sheep, and he takes good care of his sheep, and he seems like a good guy. But one day George is murdered. He is murdered, and the sheep, who can somewhat discern the English language, maybe every other word they know, so they do their best to try to solve the mystery of the murder of George. Who done it? And some sheep are intelligent, and some, they're like, I'm getting the seven dwarfs: intelligent, dopey, clumsy. I know they might not be, some of them might not be dwarfs, but that's what these sheep are. They're dopey, they're clumsy, they're intelligent, they're silly. How about like Smurfs? They might be like Smurfs too. They have their own personalities, and when they unite and come together, their qualities are quite lovely to I don't want to say witness, because I'm not witnessing it, unless my imagination when I read this is like that good that I consider it, that I was, there, a part of this story. It is that well written. So yeah, that might work. But to see all of their different personalities and characteristics come together and in one way, shape, or form benefit towards the discovery of whodunit. So I don't know. I love this book. 5 stars, and yes, I recommend it. Yes, I do. There's some little, lessons there, and there's a shocker in there, but it's a great story. I love it. Okay, this one, I really should stay off the internet. Okay, I get to look at things, and then certain things show up in my feed, and this ended up there, and I was like, I don't know who Fran Lebowitz is. I probably should. So I Google her, or I research her, and she seems intelligent to me, and so I'm going to find out a little bit about her. Oh, she wrote a book. You don't say. Okay, she wrote several books. All right, let me get one of those. This is the one that caught my eye, Metropolitan Life. And what it is, it's her opinion and views on certain subjects. And there are a lot of opinions on a lot of different subjects. So, manners, sports, children, success without college, banking, nails, fingernails, sleep, weather, plants, clothes, jewelry, a lot of opinions. And so I just thought I was going to love it, because here's this super intelligent woman, and I'm listening. But you know what? It's a good book, but I just may not have been in the mood. I don't know. I don't feel like I was being lectured, but some of the things, were eye-openers, like, hey, yeah, you know what? I never thought about it like that, but you're absolutely right. You are. So a good book, it is. It's a very good book, and I enjoyed it. I'm not convincing, am I? I know. But you know what? Very good book, but I just felt like, I don't know, there maybe too much information. Not on, like, too much subject matter, too much information. Maybe, like, if she's talking about banking, maybe too long of a view. Maybe like that. It's not even a big book, but it does take a little bit of time to get through. And I just think that maybe maybe she talked too much. I don't know. You know, it's me. Good book. Don't listen to me. It's a good book. You should read it. You really should. Okay. So, oh, there it is. There it is. This is going to be forever the book I love to. I don't like to use that word. Okay, forever the book that I love to dislike. Okay? You're going to be surprised. Friends of the Museum by Heather McGowan. It looks like this. Why did I even go here? Why did I get this book? I'm going to tell you why. Look at this cover. Look at this cover. Yes, that is my speed. Not that I want to choke somebody. I don't. But I find this humorous because of this reason alone. Every day I strive to be a better person, and I strive to grow spiritually and just with wisdom and, you know, intellect and intelligence. I just try to grow and mature and be that wise old woman one day. You know, I'm working towards that. But I'm always going to have a sense of humor about me. And I think that I'm teaching myself patience and calmness. And the more that I am grasping onto that theory, or that, I don't want to call it a habit, but the more that I'm grasping on to that characteristic that I am adopting for myself, the prouder I become of myself. And I do have some people in my realm who are still like this. And so now I'm able to step outside of myself and view this kind of behavior as silly. Because look at them. They can't get their shit together. And I don't mean that like in a bad way, because there's many times where I couldn't even get my own together. But, you know, I'm aware, and I'm trying, and I'm succeeding, and I'm proud. So when I see something like this, I find it humorous. Okay, so why do I not like that book? I'm going to tell you. Because I started it 40, 50, 100 times. I cannot tell you. I have the Audible version and I have the hardcover. I cannot tell you how many times I started that book from the beginning. First of all, it seems like there's over 30 characters, and she lets you know that right off the bat. This is who this is, this is who this is, this is, this is, this is. And just when you think she's done, she gives you like 15 more names. Oi. So right off the bat, I don't know if I can keep track of all these people. So that was a little bit annoying. And then as the story goes on, a statue was stolen from the museum. And, you know, they're trying to, you know, solve this. But something happened like 14 years ago. And this woman is finally getting the courage to, you know, tell what had happened. And I can't like really tell you too much, because I just am no good at reading that book. This book is not my friend, even though I tried so hard to make it mine. So you know what I even did? I even went to the end of the book, listened to it and read it, walked away and said, that's it, I'm done with that book. That's why I cheated. I read the back of the book before I read the other, you know, 200 pages. And then guess what? A week and a half later, I picked the book up. I started from the beginning and I proceeded to go through the book. So I am really giving it my all, but I can't. I just cannot with that book. I want somebody to tell me something great. Tell me that you read it, that you loved it. Tell me what it's about. Perhaps I would be better were it a movie and I was watching it, because there's just too much for me to keep track of, and I couldn't do it. So there's that one. Okay, went to the bookstore today because, you know, there was a book that I wanted to get, because again, I get to be in on that internet, and then things fall into my lap, and then I'm like, yep, you know what? I want to get that book. And then I forgot I wanted to get that book. It just came out, and then I remembered, and then I said, let's go get that book. So one of my very favorite people is Kathie Lee Gifford. And if you tell me you don't like her, I can't hear you, because I love her. I think she is fantastic. I think she's a wonderful human being. She's a great role model. And I think when Kathie Lee speaks, I listen. And so she has just written another book, Nero and Paul, and this is a heavy book. But I said to myself, I want to know. I am exploring the Bible. I'm trying to read it, you know, a little bit. Eventually, by the end of the year, I would have read the whole Bible. So anyways, she's going to tell me a story, and I don't know the story of Nero and Paul, and I'm about to. And I said to myself, you know, you're reading such a lighthearted book as Musical Chairs. Do you really want to go this heavy? Yes, I really do, because I need to know. I'm all about gratitude and gratefulness, and, you know, never forgetting where you came from, and, you know, who did what for you, and how you got here, and, you know, just all of that. So I happen to think Kathie Lee is very intelligent. I've read several of her books before, and she does not disappoint me. I actually would aspire to be more like her. So I'm going to find out about this. Okay, so I listened to her talk a little bit about it, and, you know, the Romans, and how very cruel and brutal they could be with their punishments. So yeah, I don't know, I'm going to be like, oh, cringing, I know it, but this is something that I have to do. And I said to myself, you know what? Ooh, light bulb went off in my head. I am a nonfiction reader. That's who my true core is. Nonfiction reader. And I have gotten so far away from that. So far away from that. I think it's time I get back to that. So I would like to, you know, read it all, but I think I am like actually just skipping over the nonfiction altogether. I can't even tell you the last nonfiction book that I read, but that's who I am at heart, and so that's why I want to read this one. Maybe, you know, maybe I will discuss it here and there as I read it. And so since I was in that section, this book caught my eye. It's Joseph Prince, Eat Your Way to Life and Health, Unlock the Power of the Holy Communion. Now, I am not Catholic. I am Protestant. But I am not one to put things such as people in categories. I let people be who they're going to be, you know? And I don't like to bicker. I don't like to bicker over silly things. Catholic, Protestant, you know. Christianity is where I hang out. So that's all that matters to me. All right, I'm going to read this. I know this is a long video, Doctors may have told you there is no hope. You may have lived with a medical condition for so long you've given up on ever being free of it. Perhaps something you've overcome has come back with such a vengeance that you're thinking maybe this time it can't be beaten. Whatever circumstances you are confronted with today, God has a word for you. Don't give up. There is hope. He has made a way for you. And eat your way to life and health. Discover a God who loves you so much. His Son paid for your healing on Calvary's cross. Learn how his children can access his healing power with just the simple act of eating. Through engaging Bible-based teaching, Joseph Prince unpacks a revelation of the communion that has never been more relevant than right now, along with showing you why the Holy Communion is God's ordained way to release life, health, and healing to us. He also answers pertinent questions such as, is it really God's will to heal me? Is God punishing me with sickness and disease? Do I qualify for his healing power? And other questions. So, I have had my fair share of catastrophes, trauma, things that you will never get over. Losing infant babies. Not me, but, my nephew. And then, 2 years later, having another baby and then losing that baby, like literally 7 days before his 5th birthday. It's, things that one shouldn't have to, but you know what? It's bigger than me. It's bigger than those babies. And I don't know. I don't have the answer, but I don't question it. And so this book I'm reading right away. As a matter of fact, I have work tomorrow. I have work just about every day. So you know what? We're staying up late today. I'm gonna go downstairs. I am home. I'm gonna go downstairs. I'm gonna wash the face. I already brushed my teeth. I am going to get ready for night, but I'm gonna come right back up here. I'm gonna sit in my comfy chair and I am just going to read. And I don't know, I'm probably gonna read a long time, and then I'm gonna get up. I'm going to thank the Lord that I got up and that I'm alive and that I have another day. And then I'm going to go to work. And then I will see you sometime in the upcoming week very, very soon. So whatever you're reading, I hope you have a ball. Be nice. Be good. Be well. Be reading. Toots.